minute. Hi guys, this is Jamie. Welcome to Sci-Fi Vision for August 13th. It now says we're going live this time. Sorry, we're a few minutes late, but welcome everybody. Thank you if you have come and have waited for us. Appreciate it. And I know today it's a different time than normal because we're trying to fit in Sandman. Will be our last episode. We're finally going to be covering episode 11 and the bonus episode. Although I just found out like about 2 minutes ago that there was a bonus scene.
Yep.
So when we get to that, I'm going to use Scarlet's picture, and she's going to talk about it because I did not see that part. But yeah. So this is episode 11, which is called A Tale of Graceful Ends, and then the bonus episode, Death, the High Cost of Living. So, all right. Well, Scarlet, what did you think of this one? We were talking about it for a couple seconds there before we had to restart over again. What did you think of it?
I felt like it was the last hurrah, and they get all the gang back together at the end. It's a great place to put all your characters. Like, you can have all your characters together in one place.
True.
A good ending. A good finish.
A good finish. Okay. I told Karen and AJ last night, and I kind of wonder if it's because I have not read the comics, and I know you have, so maybe that's why you seem to kind of feel like they did. I don't know. I kind of feel like some of this episode with the funeral, like the funeral part that was so long, I feel like was a little bit of a waste. Not that I didn't enjoy it and I didn't get it. I just like would have rather seen more story as opposed to like just the funeral and seeing everybody speak.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know. I would have rather seen a mini, different story or I don't know, something. And I know that, it goes by what content they could fit in, but I don't know. I just thought that it was longer than we needed for the funeral, and I liked it, but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a little long and a little slow.
Oh yeah, there is part of the wake, which is the funeral. It has Destiny with the book. The body comes up through the when Death puts a shroud. The body does come up. And
Yeah,
all the brothers and sisters are there.
Yeah. I guess that's just because he doesn't really exactly have a body, I guess, and it is the dream world. That part was a little weird to me too. I don't know. I just, like I said, it's not that I didn't like it. I just kind of felt like it was a little bit slow.
And Bast was there. Everybody's favorite god is Bast, but Bast doesn't hardly get any action in the series at all.
There was somebody with a cat head?
Yeah, Bast, the goddess, the Egyptian goddess, she's throughout the comic, but they didn't put her or Anubis or it's the last one. There's 3 of them. Kind of like Thor, Odin, and Loki. There was Bast, Anubis, and Set, I do believe.
Okay, but you're saying they weren't in the TV series. I thought you meant they were, and I was like,
no.
I didn't think I. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair, there were a lot of people that they went through at the funeral, and it probably would have made it even longer.
I was glad the little clown girl showed up for the funeral.
Yeah, I think they had just about everybody. At least it felt like it. But I mean, everybody that we've seen in the series, maybe not in the comic, but all right.
I feel like they must have shot those on the same day.
Probably, because I don't think they'd want to pay all those people to come back. So I would agree with that. All right. So yeah, the whole thing basically is the funeral and them trying to accept that Daniel has become the new dream. And yeah, it's just the thing is I don't know, like my notes are kind of gonna suck because I was trying to figure out like what to say. Like a lot of it is just kind of them, each person talking to each other about him, and it wasn't necessarily, like I said, I don't feel like we got any story per se. Like Corinthian kind of understands how Daniel feels, I guess, because he's a new version of Morpheus, and he has his memories or whatever. but he's still, I mean, he's still a newborn, but a lot of it's just kind of everybody being sad. I don't know how else to describe it. That's like a really shit description, but that's
Hence
what
the
it is.
funeral
It is a
episode.
funeral to wait, yeah. But we do have Kane here, who at first demands Daniel bring back Abel, and he kind of tells him off a little bit, but he does what he asks, and he brought him back, and I appreciate that he did. I like that he brought him back, and more than that, that he brought Goldie back. Isn't that was his name, Goldie? Anyway, the little gargoyle. So yeah, they got to be reunited. Excuse me. So they got to be reunited, and Lucian's kind of looking at it like, what are you looking at him like, what are you doing? You can't just do that. But obviously, he does what he wants, and he's learning. But yeah, she's not too sure about that. And she tells him that he'll meet the family after the funeral, is basically what she's going to say, that he'll have to talk to them after, because he's not supposed to attend, which makes sense. He probably shouldn't attend his funeral. I mean, it's not his, but it kind of is a little bit, since he's still Dream. I don't know. It's confusing.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah, right. So then we get Joanna and Hob, who come in, and Corinthian is still wanting to be with her. He likes her. We know this. Yeah, and that's kind of that storyline that we do get more of later, which I don't know that. Look, I don't know that I totally saw like a huge thing with them. Like, I liked it, and I said before, I liked having them together, and I think that they had good chemistry. But I don't know that they really knew each other long enough to necessarily want to be together. But it's a TV show, and there's not tons of time, so I get it. So yeah, at first she's kind of still playing hard to get, I guess you could say, and doesn't go off with him, but she does later. And then we also see, I can't remember his name, but the guy that Dream trapped in a dream for years and years and years.
The Simon?
Something, it might have been. It was the son of the guy that kidnapped him. And he came, so I guess he's forgiven him for what he's done. That's his younger self, though. That is the weird thing, is some of these people that can come, some of them are from the waking world, some of them are from other places, but they can all come together. It's a dream world, so it just works, I guess. But
I kind of like that aspect.
Yeah, I do too.
Come as your best self.
Yeah, well, yeah, true, because he's like an old guy now. But yeah, Lucian, welcomes everybody there, talks to all of them. She's like, "You're Hob." When she talks to Hob, she's like, "You're Hob, aren't you?" Like, she knew they both knew about each other, because Dream had talked about him. But yeah, a lot of them are still not willing to accept Daniel yet, and they have to get on board with that. And we also,
well, it seemed for a while they were all just gonna go.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got to get used to it, but I have a problem getting used to it, and I'm a viewer, so I get that they don't. But
well,
I
it
don't
was
know,
interesting because Lucian said she wanted to go, and then the fairy lady was like, "Can I go with you?" And I was like, "Who's going to end up still being here? I'm just going to take off."
Yeah, I know. Lucian was like kind of done. She's like, "I was here to serve Morpheus Dream.
Yeah.
So my time is kind of over." And yeah, you're right. She, what's her name? Nuala wants to go with her. She doesn't want to be alone, and she does say she can go with her. I don't know where they would have went, but yeah, I guess by the end of the episode, I'd say they have accepted Daniel, because they all do stay. But it's sad. But I mean, I have a hard time getting it, because like I told you before, I kind of assumed he was going to die, even though I didn't want him to die. But like, they're the endless, and they're clearly not endless. And we even have Despair make a comment later in the episode that she's not the first Despair. So it's a little confusing to me as a viewer who hasn't read the comics, like that it can even happen. So I guess I'm still just kind of like, I don't like that they got rid of the main character. Yeah, I'm unsure.
But that's the way it goes in the comic books.
No, I know. I'm just saying that I don't know. That's I guess why I probably part of why I didn't love it either. Excuse me, just because I didn't want him to die. So I don't know. Maybe that's why I didn't like this episode as much. We also have here somewhere, which I thought I had a picture of, but Rose comes in and kind of freaks out at first because she sees Corinthian, and yeah, nobody really makes her feel any better, but yeah, she's there even too, and she brings Lyda, which I didn't expect her to come. She goes and she sits down with her. She's her guest, so they let her stay. But yeah, Nuala, let's see, Nuala is afraid that they'll make her go. I think, yeah, okay, but Nuala's afraid. I don't know why I don't have. Hold on, so I have a picture of him somewhere. I thought I did. It must be later when they're talking. But she's afraid that they're going to make her go back, and Chloroquine tells her she doesn't have to. But we do see the rest of the fairies come in to the funeral too. I'm wondering, you know what? Some of these I accidentally bumped the thing to change the file type, and I'm wondering if it changed the order, and that's why I'm missing things, because I know that I had a picture of the fairies, and now I'm kind of questioning, are they going to all be out of order? I really hope not. Hopefully they just show up later, and didn't realize
they do come a little bit later. They're not like
okay. Then maybe that's why I just have the notes are a little mixed up.
Because her brother shows up first to like nag her about her glamour. You know, because she's just hideous without the glamour, and then the fairies go past her because she just doesn't have her glamour on. They can't even recognize her. You know, without the glamour.
You would think that you would think by now that they would have given it up, that knowing she isn't gonna use it. So then Daniel goes off by himself, and he goes and he gets out what, I thought that kind of looks like a fang container. It's what made me think of, and then of fake fangs, and then I thought it was funny. And I know it's not, but that's what it made me think of. Well, because it kind of, I don't know, just the way the container is kind of looks like that. But anyway, he got pumpkin seeds. He goes out in the garden. He brings Merv back. Okay, here it is. This is why it was split into, Rose comes and is a little scared of Corinthian, and for good reason, since she knew him as a serial killer. And Hetty asks Joanna there.
Yeah, nobody is too much like, oh, he's the good version now, 2.0. And nobody really
nobody helped her out. They just let her be terrified.
Yeah, it's not comfortable.
It's not at all. It's very awkward. But Hetty asked Joanna there if she came with somebody, and of course she doesn't want to admit yet that she likes Corinthian. But Daniel rebuilds Merv, and I was so happy he started bringing characters back. Mm-hmm. Ooh, excuse me. Jeez. And Merv is happy to be back. He's plenty okay with it, but not everybody is. And this must be where she's talking about not wanting to leave. There, yes. See, I just had the notes were a little out of order. I guess the pictures were not.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about, her glamour, which is weird because the males of the species don't seem to have a ton of glamour on. It's not like he has a bunch of makeup on.
I was going to say, we haven't seen him without his glamour. Maybe he is hideous. I don't know.
Maybe. You're right.
I don't know, yeah. And there's the other fairies who, obviously, Titania seemed to have been in love with Morpheus as well, so she's not too happy being there. But yeah, they all came. And their Merv comes down, and this is where Lucian's like, you're back? Like, he brought you back to life? Like, she's not sure that you should have done that. And then, oh my god, I didn't think I'd be tired like this. I took a nap like before we did this. I shouldn't be this sleepy. I think it's just because I keep doing it day after day after day, and then I'm like,
yeah.
Sorry. But anyway, so Daniel gets out Fiddler's Green glasses there, Gilbert, and he's going to bring him back as well, and he does, and he is not happy that he that he brought him back like Merv does. And I mean, I think I like this part. I do really like this part. Daniel is still a child. I mean, he's a child in a man's body, but he's still a child, and he doesn't understand the ways of the world and everything. And he's like basically saying, I sacrificed myself because I wanted to die for Dream, and that was, a noble thing to do. And like by you, and I understand, and that's part of, I think, saying too, like why they killed Dream, and that Dream, died, and even though you didn't expect him to, like, if nobody dies, it doesn't, because I think it's later the brother says something like how they each define the opposite, like death defines life and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because in the comic book, he says, if you bring me back to life, my death will have no meaning. I had to find existence. I was in a good place. I spent a little time walking the waking world. I even fell in love once a little. I lived a good life and it ended. Would you take that away from me?
Yeah, because if he could just bring him back and make everything perfect, then what was the point of it all? And yeah, Dream died, and they tried to help him. Although he does leave Gilbert, or not Gilbert, Merv, I guess, because Merv doesn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, Merv and Abel both don't have problems with it.
Yeah, and who? I'm sorry, what was the other thing he said?
Abel.
Oh, Abel, yeah. Well, to be fair, Abel died and came back all the time, so maybe that's a little different. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess because he already brought them back, he didn't change it. But yeah, he's basically like, if you bring me back, then death has no meaning, and I sacrifice myself for nothing, so I don't want to be here. So he destroys him again, but he doesn't. I don't know if he understands it yet. He's learning. And they continue coming in for the funeral. All the brothers and sisters show up. I find it very interesting and ironic, and I like it, the fact that the one-time Death is not wearing black at his funeral.
Yeah.
Because obviously that was intentional.
Delirium in the comic books wears this real pink number, like a short pink dress. I think they could have put that in there.
Yeah. Okay, if it's from the comic, I get it, I guess, but I'm not sure. Excuse me. I'm not sure that would work for me, but I get that Death did. And also the thing is they're all saying like, you're going to forget him. And I don't know if that's like a thing of the Endless, that they'll forget him because of who he was, or that's just saying like a more of an in general thing when somebody dies that you have to move on.
Or they just had thousands of years and it just becomes a memory after a while. Or
yeah, that too.
Nothing.
I kind of wonder, like, if maybe the funeral would have worked better if it was like a celebration of his life. And that's why I like the fact that Death is like not in black. I don't know. I just thought it was cool, and I liked how they did that. And I noticed that Desire there is crying a couple times. I think, I'm not sure if that tear is part of the makeup supposed to be, or they're actually crying, but there are some tears. And there's Delirium, who's upset. And there's Matthew, who has not accepted it. He does not want to talk at the funeral. He does not accept Daniel at all, and has yet to come to terms with it. But yeah, they all go in, even Doggy and Destiny, and yeah, they're all there. And Doggy, and they're all gonna tell him goodbye. So they start the funeral, and this is where Death comes up. And I know they have names. They don't say them enough though, because I don't remember any of their names. But I know she has a name like besides Death. But I don't know what it is. But yeah, she lays the
Dee Dee.
Yeah, Dee Dee. Well, yeah, she does have a name, Dee Dee, after. But she lays the shroud. I don't know what you want to call it. I forget what they call it. But she lays it on there, and it becomes I guess a representation of his body, his actual body. I'm not entirely sure, but it was interesting nonetheless. And this is when Lyta comes in.
I thought at first, because I didn't remember it having in the comic books, that it was. You're not hearing me, I guess.
No, I can hear you. I stopped. Did you not? Can you hear me?
Oh, I was
Hello?
talking for a long time, and you were just talking, and I thought maybe my audio gone out.
It might have, because I when I stopped was when I heard you. So go ahead. Sorry. Say it again. I'm listening.
Oh, when I forgot it happened in the comic book because I thought that maybe they just didn't want to pay the lead actor, but then he showed up in the William Shakespeare scene, so I was like, okay, it's not that. So I had to go into the Wake comic book, and in the Wake it does the same thing, except I think it's Destiny that's putting the shroud over and not Death, and then the body comes up like magically rises.
Well, it is in the dream world, so some of it can be a little magical, I guess. So Lyda comes in and she's like, "Where's Daniel?" And they don't answer her. I think at this point, Lucian tells her that he's there, but like elsewhere, but he is in the building and the castle. But they don't take her to him. I guess she's holding out hope that she'll get to see him. I don't know, like, who did they explain in the comic who brought each of them there? Like, because obviously she's from the waking world, so how did she get there? Like, somebody had to kind of invite them.
Yeah. The one older lady knows how to do it. Maybe he pulled her in again.
Hetty, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wondered if they explained it. That sounds like not. But yeah, she goes down, sits with Rose, and then each one of them talks about Morpheus and if they will miss him, and that they didn't know him well enough or whatever. They all say something a little bit different. I don't remember specifically what Destiny says, but his was kind of short. And then we see more of Daniel dream because this is all happening, during the funeral since he's not there. But Destruction has come to see him. And I think this is kind of bittersweet because it's like he didn't come back until Morpheus was dead. But he does come and talk to, Daniel and give him some advice, but he won't even come in and see his siblings. And I guess it's maybe because they would have been upset and wouldn't have wanted him to leave. But I don't know. I didn't exactly like that. Like, I wanted him to come see everybody because it was.
Oh, you wanted a full family reunion?
Yeah. Especially his sister, like, really wanted, to see him. And I would have liked to have seen him come back. And even though he was obviously going to leave again, I would have liked him to have come back and explained it to them, because Dream can't tell him, what happened and what they found out at this point. So, but yeah, he comes back and he at least talks to Daniel, if nothing else. There's the dragon, or the wyvern. But he invites him in.
You have a new subscriber, apparently. Do you?
Oh, did something pop up? I was looking at the other monitor. Well, thank you, new subscriber. I'm sorry that I turned subscriber. Away. Yay! I'm sorry that I turned away at the wrong exact moment. Sorry.
I couldn't read the name. Here you go.
Yay! Welcome. Thank you.
It came up, but I couldn't read the name in it.
I didn't realize it. I was trying to look at the pictures. That's my fault.
By the way, hi, Muncher Luncher. I do see you.
Okay, she says it now. I'm also going to put.
Hope you're still here.
Put Discord in the chat, and it looks like my chat is not updating because I see that Bill wrote something too, and it never popped up. So hi, Bill, if you're still there. I'm not sure exactly when you said that because I'm seeing it in YouTube, but thank you for stopping by if you're still there, and we appreciate it, even if you don't stay. But thank you for coming. And for those of you who are new, if you haven't, please make sure you stop in our Discord and join Discord, because it has our schedule, our watch parties, all those good things, because we have so much going on. Like tomorrow, we have Wednesday on Thursday at 11 at Eastern. All times are Eastern. And we're going to be celebrating Scarlet's birthday as well. So you guys all got to come tomorrow.
Yay! Yay! Come to my party.
Yeah, we're gonna do some monster trivia, some monster Mad Libs, some Adams Family trivia, some different things,
Yeah.
and we'll kind of do party, then Wednesday, then party. So we'll do a bit of everything tomorrow. So yeah, make sure you all
Mm-hmm.
stop by then. All right. So I totally lost what I was saying. Okay, so Destruction does give Daniel some advice, but it's only Daniel that he talks to. And I'm calling him Daniel instead of Dream just because I don't know, it's weird. It's easier to call him Daniel. But yeah, he kind of gives him an idea, I guess, of what he's in for and that it's not going to be easy. But I mean, look, Destruction left his place, he took off. And I don't know, it's kind of to me doesn't make like I understand the idea that humans can destroy themselves without destruction and they don't need him and he doesn't want to be responsible for it. But yet the other ones can't seem to leave without major consequences. So I don't know that that's exactly fair because I mean Dream tried to leave and it didn't go as well as he had hoped. Um, so they do have purpose. I'm not sure why destruction can get away with that, I guess. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that, Scarlett?
Oh, what did you just say? I had an audio thing.
Sorry. No, I just said that I find it interesting that like destruction can leave and it doesn't have any really real consequences, but like Dream left and it became a problem. So they all have like purpose, but he doesn't seem to actually be needed. I just wondered what you thought about that. At least that's how I feel that they've made it.
I don't know.
It's
Maybe destruction is the big deal. Maybe he's the one that like does really horrible things to the Earth, so no one really cares that he's there or not.
Oh, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I know it's trying to say that we're destroying ourselves and it's more like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
idea, but still, yeah. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that he's the one that doesn't seem to have to be there, even though he's supposed to have to be there. He doesn't. And then we get
I
everybody
think
else.
it's. I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I
No,
thought it
go
was
ahead.
interesting with Destiny in the comic books when he's putting the shroud on. He has a heart on his robe, like a heart shape. And then when he takes off his robe, because sometimes he goes a little shirtless in the comics. He's got the heart still there, like a tattoo. It's really weird. It's like right over his chest.
Destiny, not destruction. Destiny.
Destiny
That's
in
interesting
a
because
white
I
robe. So in a white
oh
robe.
yeah, they all tend to wear black in the show. That's interesting because I assumed that normally with the sigils, like the heart is
Hmm.
desire. So
Yeah,
that's
you
really
think, yeah. But in the comic
death.
books, it's definitely a heart shape.
That's interesting. That might just be like a more of an artistic choice though than I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, here they all wear black too, which I
Yeah.
did like that Daniel is not. I mean, I think that it
Hmm.
makes him stand out. So I
Well,
get that they did that.
in the comic book, Death is wearing red, so that's the thing. And Desire does look somewhat like the Desire in the comic book, the way that Desire's dressed. But Delirium's the one that's in a pink frilly like little girl dress.
Hmm. I I think I'm glad they didn't do that just because I don't think it would fit as well with the aesthetic that they have in the series in this
They
episode.
did made her more chic and glam, like a
Yeah.
glammy kind of, you know.
Yeah. I mean, she's still wearing like a funky dress, so it works, but yeah, I think it works better for me at least that it's not
She's
pink.
a lot more pink in the comic books, a lot more pink and purple.
There's a lot more rainbow, it sounds like in the comic books too, right?
Oh yeah, because
From
at
what
one
you
time I
said.
was telling you she's just like a school of fish flying through the air, like different tropical fish, and
Yeah,
that's who she
they could do
is.
that.
That's before she turns into like her persona. She's just a
That'd
cloud
be
of
cool. That'd be
tropical
interesting
fish.
to do that.
It'd be
But
cool to
they
see in
probably
a TV show.
weren't. Yeah, but they probably weren't going to pay $1 million or whatever
Yeah,
to do the setup
it's
for that.
easier to do that in a comic book when you can let your imagination just kind of soar.
Yeah, yeah. When it's not visual, or when it's visual in a comic, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
But here they've made all they're not costumes, I guess. I mean, they're costumes as in show costumes, but not as in characters because they're
Hmm.
at a funeral. But They all kind of match
Yeah,
because like
Desire has on about the
hair.
same outfit, so that's cool.
Yeah, and they've got red and black, so it kind of is a bit of like how death is red, it matches. But I think it makes sense too that Desire has some red on them.
Little
But yeah,
ascot.
huh?
It's like a little ascot.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they got their chest is bare. It's a weird outfit though, like just design wise. But if it's the way it is in the
Well,
comic,
chest is also better than the comic book, so it's true to form.
yeah, so it works. But
Oh,
yeah,
and Desire is also smoking in the comic book.
Okay.
Oh, and smokes a heart. So there is a heart like thing. Destiny has a heart, and then Desire smokes and breathes out smoke in its hearts.
That's cool. That kind of
so it's a theme, I guess.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Desire, I'm trying to remember exactly what the speech was. They were saying that they didn't know. I think they were saying that they didn't know Morpheus as well as they would have liked, and that
we had not been family. Why then would we had nothing to do with each other, and both of our lives would have been wrenched?
Yeah.
Instead, we were siblings, and that was the least to say. Unfortunate.
Yes, and he basically was like, Dream was a stubborn asshole, but so am I.
I mean, that's gone. He never had the sense enough to come out in the rain, but he is gone.
Yeah, so even Desire,
that's kind of funny because his death scene's in the rain. That's kind of fitting.
Because his death scene, yeah. He was in the rain a lot of times. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that comment about the rain was supposed to 100% represent, unless it was just kind of the emo part of him. I don't know.
Oh, I just think that he always gave. They always gave Dream a hard time.
Yeah, they all did. Even Hetty's there, and there's Nada who came back. Now, see, I don't know if like she came back by choice or if she just like shows up in the dream world because she was pissed, but apparently she's over it enough to come to his funeral, so that's nice.
I guess she loved him enough to come back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a curtain call for everybody in the series.
It is, and for a series, it is nice in that way. You get to see them all again.
All your favorites, like the little clown girl, and the like.
Yeah. Did they have? I don't think we saw Thor and Odin and Loki though and stuff. Did we? Like, I know they had. We saw Puck.
Yeah,
but I don't think there. We saw Loki. But anyway, as I was going to say, Dream here, Daniel is dressed in white, so it kind of offsets everything else. I just took a couple pictures of the, I don't know, gallery. I don't know what you call it, but with all the statues.
It's really, really cool. I'd love to have a room like that in my house.
Yeah.
The place I could go reflect and write some poetry.
I don't know that I'd populate it with those kind of statues, but yes, it could be cool. And then we have Despair. And this is where Despair says that she is not the first Despair, and that she's the only one that thinks about her and remembers her, and that they're all going to forget Dream, but she won't. And yeah, that was pretty much her speech. And then
and she has clothes on, because in the comic book she doesn't.
Is she completely naked or just sort of naked?
She's completely naked. Yeah,
that's weird at a funeral. Like,
and
I know
she has kind of like boar teeth, like little tusks.
So they've gone a lot further with making her ugly, with trying to make her
and black hair with like nails in it.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that with her. I mean, she doesn't need to be, I don't know. I don't think she needs to be ugly just because she's Despair.
She needs to be naked, like this actress would just be naked up on the stand.
Yeah, we don't need that either. But I mean, like, we made her look nice. I mean, they have made her look different than she did last season. Last season, she was more, as you said, kind of like, what did you call it? Like sloth, like kind of, she was a lot different. She was dirty. She wasn't, now they've got her hair nice and everything. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think it really needs it, but I guess it's from the comic book. So, but they
still kind of have a problem with like Despair being overweight. That just makes me feel kind of bad.
I think it is a dumb thing they didn't need to do, but you said that's in the
But I
comics.
guess it was the 90s, you know, and they're like, but she also has kind of like a boar face, which isn't like, you know,
Yeah, well, she doesn't here. I mean, maybe in the
almost
comics.
like pointed ears and little tusks that come up like a boar would have in its mouth.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm really glad with the TV show they didn't go that way. But I agree
Yeah.
with you. I mean, there's no reason for her to be.
I like
The
the fact they
actress is fine,
yeah, I like
but
the
it
fact they
didn't.
chose some redheads because I'm like,
Yeah,
they got a couple redheads in the bunch. It's cool.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Her and Delirium both. And then we have Doggy. I forget what's the dog's
Barnabas.
name. Barnabas, yeah. And she wasn't gonna go up to talk, but
You
you know,
can't imagine
Destiny's
her
like,
in a little pink like school little puff sleeve pink number.
no, I can. I just think it fits better her not being that way, but that's
Yeah.
my opinion. But so I like the choice they made. But she wasn't gonna go up, and Destiny's like, you go up now. This is what you do. So she's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, she also has wings too. The little pink number and then some wings because
Oh,
delirium.
oh. Yeah, that I wouldn't have minded seeing. They could have been black, but she's got little black butterflies on her, so yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
there. So yeah, she talks about missing Dream, and I think some of them talk about him changing because obviously he's changed a lot in this time. Maybe that isn't a butterfly. Now that I'm looking at it close up, it's a black rose with black leaves. I thought it was a butterfly.
Mm-hmm. She always seems to have a flower on her outfits.
Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty dress, but she also her hair is shorter. Or at least it looks like it. It's braided. It's hard to tell if
Mm-hmm.
it's shorter or just the way it's pulled back. But
In the comic books, it's shaved on one side and really full on the other side. If you could
is
understand
it
it,
like through the whole thing,
kind of
or just
shaved and reddish gold on one side, and the other side is all like wavy-ish, with purple and blue.
so a lot more color? It sounds like in the
A
comic book.
lot
But is
more,
that like
yeah, a
through
lot
the
more
whole
color.
show or just at the funeral? You mean?
Um,
Or through
variants
the
on a
whole
theme. Sometimes her hair is like the short and a bob. Sometimes it's like this. It varies, and her eyes vary.
Yeah, I think her. Oh no, her eyes are still two color there. I didn't think they were at the funeral, but if you look, they are. And then we get to see Hob, who is sad and not willing to accept the new dream. We don't hear from him. We do hear from Lucian, who's probably the one that's hit the hardest, I think, out of everybody. There's not a.
It's interesting that she also says she's scared of her brother.
Wait.
Delirium.
Oh, that's right. Delirium has that whole conversation. You're right about being scared of Dream, but she isn't
Mm-hmm.
scared of him now. That was a weird. That was an odd thing. Yeah,
She's
I
not
don't know why.
scared of the new dream, or she isn't scared that Morpheus is dead.
I was gonna say I thought what meant she wasn't scared of the dead Dream, but I don't know. Maybe I wasn't sure. Hi,
If she's not
Vera.
scared of the new one, maybe the new one gives her a little bit of peace.
Yeah. Well, he isn't as brooding, as scary as Morpheus. I mean, I'll give her that. I
Mm-hmm.
can understand that. I Vera said she would like more siblings this season. Yeah, no, I kind of agree. I like that we got
Mm-hmm.
more of them at the beginning of the season, and I would have liked to have gotten to see more of them this time too. But at the same time, like I know they were trying to tell Dreams part of the story, and they only had so much time, so they probably just couldn't fit them all in. I mean, I still wonder that they couldn't have made, 12 episodes instead of 11 before the bonus, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe then we would have gotten a little bit more story, and then maybe I wouldn't have felt quite so like the funeral was a bit much for me. Maybe I would have liked it a little better. I don't know. There's Corinthian. Okay, and then he flips a coin. He gives him a coin. I forget exactly what he said, but he gives him a coin. And yeah, they're parting as friendly brothers. Oh, I know what I was gonna say before, and I didn't finish saying it because I don't know, I got lost on a tangent. I thought it was interesting that the Wyvern didn't want him to come in. What was that about? Like, did it think that he was going to cause problems, going to make
Oh,
people
it's going to cause
upset?
some destruction.
Well, yeah, maybe just in general, going to cause some destruction. I guess that makes sense. I just thought that was a little weird. Like the Wyvern knew it was his brother. And Daniel probably knew less about, destruction than the Wyvern did. Thanks, Dieter. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. Vera said, I thought it was a sword. He did have a sword. That's a good point. Yes, please. I always forget that. I appreciate when you guys say that because you remind me. Please like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision, leave your comments outside of the chat. We always appreciate it. And
yeah, it seems like the Pegasus doesn't even recognize him.
Yeah, maybe it's because he's been gone so long. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing a little look in the comic book for you.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just curious because they did not want him there and he didn't do anything. He didn't cause any issues. So Daniel knew. And there is a really awesome, I wish Destruction could have wanted him to cause problems, you mean? Is that what you mean, Vera?
So you want a final finale is what you want.
Yeah, a big fight, a big blow up, huh? I love that shot of the three of them and also the Egyptian motifs that are on the side of the building. At least said hi to the others. Yeah, maybe not destroyed things and just came and said hi. I think maybe he was worried they'd be too upset, especially just Delirium would have not wanted him, him to leave.
Oh, I would thought Delirium would have wanted him there.
No, wouldn't have wanted him to leave. I said she might have tried to talk him out of it. I feel like.
Yeah.
But yes, I wish he would. I would have liked to have seen that. And then we have Death's part of the speech, and kind of again the same sort of things about missing him and how much he's changed and how he's affected them. And then his body is put on the boat, and that is a weird shot. I was just thinking that kind of looks like
it's very phallic looking.
It is. That's why I stopped and laughed because I realized it looked like that. It's just the angle.
We're professionals here.
Yeah, I know we're professionals. No, it has the Sandman mask on the front, and that's why it looks like that. It's got like a skinny Sandman mask. Yeah. But they're all watching it. Well, his family, not everybody, but they're all there as it goes over the edge. I think I like that there's shots.
They're like, we should rethink the design of this boat.
Yeah, maybe. See, you can see it a little better there.
Yeah, yeah, that way. It's just the you had the fortunate way of just getting it just right.
Yeah, I know, right?
What's interesting is that they don't have a lot of roses, and there's a lot of roses all over the comic book, but they do have roses in the boat.
Yeah, the boat's full of them. Well, it's a dream. They can put anything there. But it is, I said it was a pretty send-off. It was. I like the way they did it. And it's kind of like he's disappearing into dreams, I guess, is kind of the way I took it. And yeah, he turns into a star. And that's kind of what Destruction did. Went up into the sky. And yeah, he's like a comet or whatever. So that was interesting. And then we have this scene at the end with Hob and Death where Death is like, I can end this if you want me to. Do you still want to survive now that Morpheus is gone? Because otherwise he may continue to go on living forever. But yeah, Hob's so happy. He's like, I know that it was a bet, he told me, and my life's been good. I have no reason to want to end it. And I think, I don't know. I find that interesting because he's kind of like the counterpoint to everything. And I think it also kind of feeds into the next episode, the Death episode. But yeah, like even with people dying, with sadness, he's watched his families die over and over again, but he still wants life and he still chooses that. And I like Hob.
Well, I think she thought that he had a little doubt because of Morpheus dying, because it was his one friend that he got to see every 100 years.
And I like how he told, and I think it's here at the end when he tells yeah, that's a little bit later when he tells the new dream that if he wants to talk, he's there. So he'll, I assume, continue to be friends with the new dream. But yeah, he wants to stay, and she's like, okay. And then we get the sort of hookup between why did I blank?
Corinthian.
Corinthian, thank you. Corinthian and Joanna. I'm like, why am I like blanking?
She's like, you can make out with me, but don't take the sunglasses off.
Yes, please don't take the sunglasses off. She did ask, like, how does this work? Do we just meet in dreams? I hope she can see him in the real world.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah, because he's not real, but he can go to he has gone to the waking world.
Mm-hmm.
The other version of him did, so I assume that he can, and she'll keep him good, I guess. So, and yeah, this is where I think this is where she asks if Lucian leaves, if she can go with her, but she's not going to leave now, I don't think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I thought they were getting ready to go, but Pumpkinhead, he was like, I'm going to stay here. So I was like, at least somebody's going to stay here.
Yeah, he's like, I have no reason to leave. It's all good. Who doesn't want a dream boyfriend? Yeah. All right.
Maybe minus the teeth and the eyes.
Yeah, minus the serial killer tendencies, although this one isn't serial killer, and the teeth in the eyes. Yeah, I have to keep them on all the time. That is so creepy. But yeah, although I don't know. You say that, and when you said that, I was thinking of Lyda, though. Her dream boyfriend or dream husband didn't go so well for her. So I guess it kind of depends a little bit. So yeah, Rose is
he does have to use condoms in the dream world, everyone.
Yes, exactly. He's condoms.
Use some kind of birth control.
Rose is like, where's Lyda? And so we see her going to talk to Daniel, and he's like, I'm still your son. I kind of like this. Like, look, I feel bad. I said before, I feel bad for Lyda, and she didn't choose that. And that's kind of what this scene's about. She's like, what did I do to deserve this? And he's like, nothing. And he's like, I'm here for you. I'm going to need you, and I'm here for you. And yeah, I like that they at least gave them sort of a happy ending, and that she'll get to see him in dreams if she needs to. And because it really wasn't fair what happened to her. Why does he have? Is there a reason why he has a piece of gray hair, white hair, or is that from the comic?
No, that's this. He has all white hair in the comic.
Oh, okay. Well, he's dressed in white, so that makes sense. I just wanted
kind of like just the opposite of Morpheus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In just about every way.
Yeah. But it seems like Lucian is going to stay. And that's where Hobbs, like, I forget exactly what he says, but basically, like, if you want to talk, come see me every 100 years. So yeah, he's gonna accept finally Daniel, and I think everybody is kind of accepting of him finally. And then we get the scene with Shakespeare that as I said last night, I don't really see the total point of. Like,
to get the gang all there is the point of it.
You mean to get Morpheus to come in too?
Yeah, you gotta get everybody in your finale and your curtain call.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I get that his story was sort of dream story, but I don't know that it was necessary. He's still just a sad, pretty skinny man. You're funny, Vera. You're not wrong, but you're funny. But yeah, they talk about it, and he was saying he couldn't leave and stuff, and we do get to at least see Dream a bit before he's gone, or not before he's gone, but in this flashback. And then Lucian takes this version of Dream to meet the family, and they're all accepting of him. I'm curious if they're all supposed to be going to forget the other Dream now or not. I hope not. I'd like to think not. Is that an Escher painting? Because it kind of looks like a weird Escher painting, but like
I don't think it is, but it's kind of familiar to that. It looks just like a bunch of hills turned into maze.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, maybe I don't know. It made me think of Escher. But yeah, they're all accepting of him, and that's the end. Now, is this where the post-credit scene is, or is it in the other one?
It's at the end of this one.
Okay, let me see if I can go into your messages, and I will open a picture, and I will have to share it. Let me change the photo to, give me a second here, Discord, and I'm gonna see if I can. Are all the pictures the same kind of It's hard to tell with a dark picture. Let me get one that I can
Oh,
actually
they're
see.
all that size. They're like long like that. You can show too, but I think they're backwards, or is that the beginning?
That's the beginning. Whether they're
Oh,
backwards or not, I don't
okay.
know.
Okay. Was that the end? Yes, it was the end.
What was in the end? Yeah. So you're saying these are backwards?
I'm
Is
not
that right?
sure,
Let's
but it's
see.
fine. We'll just go through them either way.
Okay. Well, you talk about what happened, what is in the scene, since I haven't seen it.
Well, I like to actually look at mine. I look.
Okay. Do you have them up? It's going to make it hard for you to do both, though, right? Or can you?
At my pictures.
Okay. Do you got yours? Sorry, you're kind of. I know it's because you're.
The next entry down and start there. Well, I left
Say
two
that again?
messages. It starts at the second. I left two messages. It starts at the second message. It starts with the flame, I think.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what I
know.
had. That's what I had first was the flame.
Okay, well.
Your audio is going kind of in and out a little bit. Maybe you ought to just talk about it and I'll go
Well,
through
I
them.
need to look at what that was because I only watched it one time, so I'm gonna have to look at what they say.
Okay. Well, I can read them. I just meant because you keep going out, so I don't know if people can hear you while you're stopping.
Well, I thought you were gonna flip through them, but then you didn't flip.
I was waiting, but your audio kept breaking up. What was in the end? So yeah, we see the fate.
I mean, this is most of the scene. These 20 pictures I took were most of the last scene.
Okay, a handful of yarn.
They're sitting in this room. It starts dark. It gets to them, and they're talking about weaving the fate, basically. A handful of yarn, a little stitch. Yeah. It goes from the youngest one to the oldest one, and then the oldest one says, whatever you originally undertake to spin or knit or weave, keep it going long enough, and in the end, it's always a winding sheet.
Yeah, I'm not sure that makes a lot of it. You've made your bed, and now you must.
And so this is what she told Lita. I think her name is Lita.
Lita. You've made your bed, and now you must eat it.
Must eat it.
It's not.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's supposed to be you made your bed, now you must lie in them. That's that lie in it, not eat it.
But maybe now she needs to eat it. Is that what?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a Florentine, a fortune cookie, and a ship's biscuit.
And I think the youngest one takes the Florentine, and then I think the middle one takes the fortune. But I do have the fortune pictures too.
Okay, is that a separate thing?
Yeah, that was a separate entry.
Okay. Why did it? That is weird that it like broke in the middle like that. I don't know.
Yeah, this is the fortune. It says flowers gathered in the morning. There should be other two. Afternoon they blossom on, and are withered by the evening. You can be me when I'm gone. Well, at least that's not a moral. Morals are worse than beginnings. And then they light a candle, and they sit around the candle eating their cookies, and then it goes back to the candle.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like she's burning the fortune.
Yeah, she's burning the fortune.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Well,
that's what I call a proper fortune.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. I'm not sure what that scene actually, what the point of it was, but
it's to get the gang out there, Jamie. I keep telling you. You got to get the gang out there, and the fates is part of the gang. The gang's got to be in the finale.
Oops, wrong thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, it screwed up my. Damn it! See, it screwed up my whole system now.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I would have said them sooner, being that I didn't see it the second time I watched it.
Well, at least you saw it. I mean, I didn't see it at all. Just you told me that, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, I was just letting it run, and then I was like, wait a second, there's something else going on.
Yeah. Well, at least we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me fix this and get these pictures.
I think they wanted the kindly ones in a scene at the end, just because you got to do that for the Furies. as to not get their rage. You got to
Yeah,
give them a scene.
yeah, I agree with what you said though too. It is nice to get because they even had Morpheus, so like it made sense. They get everybody when they say everybody. All right, hold on. So this is episode 12, and this is the bonus episode, and I'm getting it lined up, guys. Just give me 1 second, and then we'll put it back in the box. And it's still not fitting. There we go.
Yeah, I haven't seen. You said you saw Dead Boys Detective.
Yes. Have you not seen that?
It was really good.
Yeah, I liked it. It was sad that they canceled it. It was a good show. I didn't realize you hadn't watched it. You need to watch it. You'll like it.
Well, I have it queued up. I just haven't gotten the time.
That's fair. There's a lot going on.
Plus, I wanted to watch the 3 some hours of Alien Earth that was on last night. I didn't realize it was that much Alien Earth.
Yeah, I watched 90% of the first one. I have the end yet to watch. I haven't gotten through it all yet.
Yeah,
because it was quite a lot. If they'd quit dropping things more than one at a time, it'd be helpful, right?
So when you talked about Daniel being an adult's body, it made me feel like Alien Earth.
Yeah, it kind of is like Alien Earth. You're right. That's interesting.
So they kind of connect up that way.
Yeah. I don't know. That show was good, but it was a little weird. So I don't know. I'll have to see.
Was it like a Monster of the Week, or was there a plot line that extended through it?
Since I only saw the one episode, I don't know. Or are you asking about Dead Boy Detectives?
Dead Boy Detective. Oh, I thought you were talking about Dead Boy Detectives.
No, I was still talking about Alien Earth.
I think it's going to be a monster of the series in Alien Earth.
Yeah. Dead Boy Detectives, yeah, it had an overrunning story from what I remember. It had like one long story. I mean, each one had some stuff, but yeah, I think it was more one long continuous story. I don't know. I thought it was really good. The characters were quirky, like all of his stories. I liked it a lot. I think a lot of people did, and it sucked they canceled it, but
it's on Netflix?
It is. Yes, it was on Netflix.
Okay. Well, Netflix is always iffy about their shows. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, Netflix does not take in lots of seasons. That's the thing too, is we would have, if everything hadn't gone down the way it did with Gaiman, we would have, I guess, gotten 3 seasons of Sandman, but we still would have only gotten 3. Yeah,
I didn't know there was going to be a 3rd season, because I know they were going to plan to do the Graveyard Book, and they just canceled that.
Yeah, well, for a while,
which is unfortunate, because I actually do really like the Graveyard Book, and I'm like, oh, that would be great. Oh well,
probably would have been, but yeah, they at first said that this was all what was always planned, but then they kind of admitted that there was going to be, I guess, a season 3. One of the showrunners said that, or somebody said that.
I wonder because they would probably had to make season 2 maybe end with Dream dying in the 3rd season, because there isn't a whole, unless they're going to just do stories, because there's a lot of there's one called Endless Nights, which is a comic book that came out after the Wake. And they could do stories from that, and the other one I got, which was the Dream Hunters, they could have done those books.
Yeah,
but a lot of the main 10 comic books had already been covered, unless they're just going to expand on those.
Yeah, I don't know, because I didn't read the article, but I assumed the whole thing would have just taken 2 seasons probably, but I don't know.
I mean they kind of skipped over a couple comic books, took in bits and pieces, and I guess they could have expanded that out through season 2 and then finished. Season 3.
I mean, they cut out everything that wasn't Dream, pretty much. I mean, who knows? Maybe we would have gotten a bunch of individual stories, like we did this death story, which would have been cool.
That could have been cool, like the Dream County one, Dream Country ones they did, like the Cat's Dream one, where the animation was a little different. Like they could have had different artists do different styles, because that was big in the comic book, having a bunch of different illustrators doing a different. It could have been cool. They had 3 stories that were different artist styles.
Yeah, it would have been cool. I mean,
would have been.
We won't know what they were going to do. Yeah, we're never going to know what they were going to do. But yeah, unfortunately, this, I guess, is it. And it stinks, because they are good stories. I think his stories, and like we've said before, a lot of people make money on this, not just him.
There's a whole lot. There's at least a dozen artists in each comic book, and other writers.
Yeah, and a TV show makes a lot of money for a lot of people, but it is what
Mhm.
it is, and that's, what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right. So in this story, death at the high cost of living, we get Sexton, um, Furnival, I guess is his last name, and he is going to unalive himself, as we say. He's going to take his pills. He's typing up a letter
It's a lot of
to.
Superman imagery in this one.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that they do show his mug there.
Which is weird because a lot of Batman in the original Sandman, but not really Superman. But there's Superman in this episode.
Well, it's DC Comics.
You might as well, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. But yeah, he is drafting up a letter to his ex-girlfriend, like saying, if you find this and I'm dead, it's not because
It's
of
not you, it's me.
Which clearly it was because of that, but he's trying to say that it isn't. And his roommate comes in. His roommate is on the right, her girlfriend's on the left, and his roommate wants him to leave because she wants to have sex with her girlfriend.
Mhm.
And he just agrees and takes off, even though the other woman's like, you don't need to leave, and is kind of a little weirded out. But yeah, he takes off, he leaves, he goes to the garbage dump.
Yeah, as you
and,
do.
As you do. And he's trying to record a message for his ex-girlfriend since he didn't finish the email. I don't quite get what his plan was here. Was he just going to like off himself in the middle of the garbage heap? I don't know. I missed something.
I don't know. I think maybe you just walk around. Oh, God, maybe. I hope not.
Yeah, that would have made it worse, I think.
Because I kind of skimmed it because I couldn't get a physical copy of the high cost of living, but I did look at the library version online, and he's wearing the same shirt. But I didn't get it. I didn't get the impression from the comic that he was going to off himself in a pile of garbage. But maybe it makes a statement.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, look, his idea is that the world is shit. It's going to shit, and we're making it shit. So maybe, it does kind of make some poetic sense, I guess.
It is interesting that there's all these books, though, since he's a writer, because in the comic, I don't believe these books exist, but it's kind of an interesting tie.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that he liked in life would be these books, and he'd be like, maybe there's a, reason to live if you, can look at great literature.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what these books were, and I could not see them even on my TV. I could not see.
I'm wondering if it's in the comic, because Karen commented on what the book title was, and I thought that it showed it, but when I went through, I couldn't find it. And
in the beginning, there's one that's pretty big.
That looks like Shakespeare there.
Yeah, that could be a theme. What does that look? I thought that one looked like a red badge of courage, but I didn't think that was.
I don't know. I don't recognize books, so I don't know. It just reminded me.
You're not a reader.
I'm not a big reader, no, but and likely not the kind of stuff that's in here anyway. But yeah, either way,
he goes the classics.
Books, yeah, I know you do. He goes through the books.
Oh, there's the Superman logo.
And he's like, hey, there's a Superman magnet. Now that I'm in, the junkyard, I need to rescue the magnet. Like,
I could put off myself and put myself in this fridge.
Maybe. I don't get the point of why he wanted the magnet, but he climbs up there like he's going to get it. He doesn't even end up taking it. Instead,
he wears the same shirt too. Did I say that? He wears the same shirt.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I was asking them about that yesterday. Like, I'm not sure it's like kind of like Dream's mask, kind of like a light bulb with a face, kind of like an exclamation point. I don't know what the heck it even is.
Maybe it's all three of those things.
Maybe. But he climbs up on top of the fridge for some dumb reason.
Yeah.
And he falls. Not really surprisingly.
Yes.
He falls and he's kind of pinned down, and there's Death, and she's like, hi, do you need some help? And yeah, I don't know if he would have died there if she hadn't shown up, because nobody can die that day. I don't know. I don't quite understand if that's the case, but she shows up, she helps him out, and she's like, I'll help you fix your jacket, because I guess it was ripped from falling. She's like, come to my apartment. Stranger that I don't know that could be a serial killer, come visit me.
I don't think she has that much to worry about.
I know she does not, but it just was odd. But she takes him back to her apartment, and she has
You know, one thing that I really enjoy in the comic books that they didn't put here is that during like at least 2/3 of this, Death has a little top hat on. And I love the little top hat, and I wish I would have gave this actress a top hat.
It would have been a little out of place, but yeah, that could have been interesting.
I don't think it's out of place at all. It would look really good on her, a little dressage, like a little short top hat.
Yeah, but most people don't wear them around the real world. Around the world.
I do. Other people
Well,
do.
do you normally, or do you when you go to a steampunk convention?
I wear bowlers and my dressage top hat out during the winter. Keeps your head warm.
Or maybe you're not meaning the same type of top. I don't know what you're saying, dressage or whatever. I'm envisioning
It's the hat that women wear when they ride equestrian horses. It's a little shorter top hat.
Okay, I was envisioning when you said little, like
a stovepipe.
Yeah, like the little,
like an Abraham Lincoln type top hat,
like little hat. Yeah, like I was envisioning something silly. That's why when you said that,
no, she would look She would look sweet in a little top hat. I would have enjoyed it. I think that might have been more popular in the Gothic community in the 90s when the comic book was written, but people still wear them. They still rock it.
But yes, a regular size short top hat, not a small top hat. Like I was envisioning a little tiny top
you meant like a little fascinator on the side of the
Yes, that's like more what I was thinking of when
I was thinking kind of more like a Stevie Nicks style top hat, like, kind of a boho, shorter top hat.
Yeah, that makes slightly more sense than what I was thinking.
Now I know you meant a fascinator. Yeah, that'd been
I was envisioning like a little, like I said, like a little silly, like little not just a fascinator, but like
that seems like more of a Delirium fashion choice.
Yes, like something you'd see Delirium wearing. Yes, that was kind of more what I meant.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's why I'm like, you wear those around, okay?
No, I tend to wear bowlers and top hats because there's a lot of like the ladies that them will wear fascinators, but they're really hard to. I have really thick hair, so it's really hard to pin things in.
Yeah, I get that.
I just wear a hat because it's so much easier.
Oh, I get that. That's cool. But yes, a hat that fits your head is different than what
that fits my head. It's not on the side of my head. You're correct.
Right, which is what I was thinking. It was a teeny tiny hat. All right, so she fixes his jacket, and she decides to tell him she's Death. And of course, he doesn't believe her, and he thinks she's totally insane, which any normal person would, I think. So yeah, she's like, I'm Death. I'm taking a day off. It's my vacation. I get one day every 100 years. And he's like, okay, I think it's time for me to go, and tries to hightail it out of there because, she's crazy.
I think that's kind of funny because if he craves death anyway, well, what does he have to lose?
True. But I guess he's more on his own terms. I
suppose so.
But you're right. And then on the way out, he trips because somebody put a wire across the doorway, which we find out was Hetty because she's like trying to get to talk to Death. I don't know why she thinks that would have hurt Death, but apparently. Broken Bottle, she's threatening him. She's like, you're going to take me back in and you're going to talk to her. And like, apparently she thought he was like a good friend of hers, that this was going to work well. But, she's like, take me to Death. And he's like, okay, crazy lady. And he takes her up and she's happy to see him again. And then she realizes why he's there and that Hetty's like, got him at glass. I don't know what to say. I was going to say at gunpoint. It's not at gunpoint or knife
point.
Bottle point. Yeah. And she's like, I lost my soul. I need your help finding it. I hid it from you so you couldn't take it. And now I can't find it because my mind's a little off and I lost it. And she tells her she agrees that she will help her find it before her day on Earth there is done. Now, I assume because Hetty we've talked about it before, Hetty's not like a normal human, right? So I assume she's maybe seen Death before on one of her holidays.
Yeah, probably.
She's around more than 100
years. I think
years.
She's like, I thought she was either 266 years old or 166 years old. One of those.
So she's probably seen her at least once on Earth.
Yeah.
So they go out to enjoy their day. In the meantime, this guy gives her a burrito. I think it's a burrito. And for free. And this is where Sexton kind of gets annoyed that everybody's giving her everything for free. They're all like, here you go. No, going to charge. Just enjoy it. Poor Sexton, who, by the way, is a journalist. I don't think I mentioned
Then she takes like 2 bites of it and throws it out.
Yeah, she's like, do you want some? He's like, no. And she does throw it out. But maybe since she's deaf, she doesn't eat. She don't want to take time. I don't know. And then they get, I guess, it's a cab. I don't know. It seemed kind of, I don't know why it made me think more of an Uber, but it was a cab. And she's like,
the good-looking cab.
Yeah, she's like, come on, come with me. We'll go wherever you want to go. And he won't really tell her where he wants to go. And just that his ex-girlfriend used to take him to clubs that he didn't enjoy. And then after he like mentions it, they're like, this is where we're going. And so yeah, he does agree to go. And there's a really pretty view of London. I want to go there someday. That's so pretty. I see the eye and everything. Anyway, cool. But he's like, you're not going to charge her, are you? And like, he's annoyed with it. And she's like, well, then you can pay me. So yeah, he kind of walked into that.
Yeah, it was funny.
And yeah, then they're at the club and he runs into his friends and he finds out that his roommate thinks he's dating Dee Dee, as he calls her. And he's like, no, we're not.
But makes him up on the spot.
Yeah, but she's super friendly. And then
you know what's interesting about this part is that in the comic, it's not so much of a goth industrial club that this looks like, but it's like a woman playing guitar, and that woman knows Wanda and sings a song about Wanda dying and her other friends dying. And that wasn't in this, which I think is weird because they had Wanda as a character.
Yeah, that would have been perfect opportunity, but I don't know.
But this is more like a unchaka kind of club.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to update it for current audiences. I don't know.
By making it look like a 90s goth club.
Yeah, kind of. But he talks to his roommate's friend who basically is like a little concerned about his roommate because she wants to have sex all the time. And she's like trying to go out with her friends too, and her girlfriend always wants to stay alone with her. And he tells her in secret, he says that I'm saying his roommate because I don't remember her name, but he says that she was never like that and wasn't interested in sex until she met her. So I guess he's saying she really likes her and really into her and wants to spend all her free time with her. So he's trying to make it like it's a good thing. And she's not a sex addict, which she may be. And yeah, which I love the part with Death, with Dee Dee. And he goes, she's a sex addict. She says, you are? Like she an interesting
well, everything's story. Exciting to you when you only have one day in the world every 100 years.
True. So yeah, he's really not enjoying the club at all. There's where she's talking to her and kind of telling her that he's in a bad place because of his ex-girlfriend. And they're getting to know each other. And then he meets this girl who, unfortunately, I don't know her name either. But she's into him and she kind of awkwardly flirts with him and she likes him and he likes her, but he's still hung up on his ex-girlfriend that he needs to get over really badly.
He pointed out her vintage gloves.
Yeah, he did point out her vintage gloves, and then his roommate started being like, "Oh, he has all these vintage things," but she was kind of teasing him, and then he was embarrassed, so he kind of.
He was like, "Not enough, not many toys," because she mentioned toys, vintage toys.
Yeah, and then she's kind of like, "Oh, like she was interested in it," so yeah. But then here, his roommate's a little happy because he made her girlfriend not mad at her because they were fighting, so she's happy about that. And then they talked to this guy who knew his ex-girlfriend and seems to be quite a jerk. And he wants to ask Dee Dee to dance or whatever. And he does wait until he says he's not with her, but he kind of makes a stink first. Acts like he shouldn't be there. Like, oh, I'll tell your ex-girlfriend, whatever her name is, that you have a new somebody. And he's like, no, it's not anybody. And then because apparently he still wants to get back with his ex-girlfriend, I'm guessing, because he like denies it. And he's like, oh, okay, well then I'll go talk to her. And he tries to tell Sexton tries to tell Death that this guy is not a good guy. And he sees her onk, which he calls an ank, which really annoyed me because it's an onk.
I didn't know if that was just a British thing or the British.
Maybe
I had never heard it pronounced that way.
I
I've
haven't
always
either.
heard it pronounced the other way, so I thought for a second if I was pronouncing it wrong, or British people pronounce it another
No,
way,
I've always heard it onk.
or the Queen's
Oh,
English. I mean,
yeah,
the
me
Brits
too.
were around first. Americans, we just butcher language.
True, true. But I've always heard it onk.
And the reason
All
I
right.
heard that we butchered language is that we wanted to stick it to Britain.
Yeah, ours have altered things sometimes for the worse, but yeah, I don't know. But either way, it is he does pronounce it weird.
Well, I'm gonna say onk
What?
onk.
Onk, what? What did you say?
Onk onk.
Onk, onk, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. So she decides at first she's like, well, I came here with Sexton, but she ends up going out and dancing with him because he's like, Sexton doesn't like to dance, he's boring. So she's like, okay, I'll dance. And then he comes and he talks to this girl, and she can tell from what he says that he's kind of suicidal. Well, not kind of, he is suicidal. And she can tell from what he says, and she tells him the story about this girl who's clearly her.
Really
That
horrible story, yeah.
Yeah, a really horrible story that she was sexually abused by her father and her father's friends over and over again, and that she tried to commit suicide, and that when she woke up alive, even after everything that had happened, she was grateful to be alive, that she decided she wanted to live. And that's kind of the point of this. And she doesn't want him to do anything to hurt himself. And he realizes she's talking about herself because she talks about, I think, slicing her arms, her wrists.
That's why she's got the gloves.
And she's got the long gloves on. Yeah. So that's, we're assuming why, and that she did mean her. So yeah. And obviously that was a really powerful scene there. And I think, as much as I think he was affected by death, wanting to live, and her zeal for life, I do think that this girl kind of helped him to decide to live too. I feel like it helped. So yeah, I like.
Well, if you see things from a different perspective, sometimes it helps.
Yeah, but she was grateful to be alive, and that's kind of what she's saying. Like, yeah, this place, the earth can suck sometimes, but yeah, she doesn't want him to hurt himself. And then he's trying to tell her to stay away from that guy, and he like steals her necklace, and he's like, I am going to make you. She's like, you can't use that as a weapon, which is what she thinks he wants. And he's like, that's not what I want. And he's summoned her, actually, which I guess is why she came to that area. I don't know. They didn't exactly explain that. But
it's interesting because they kind of started with somebody conjuring Morpheus, and then they kind of ended with somebody conjuring death, because the guy originally wanted to conjure death.
Yeah.
And got Dream, and then they're ending, because I don't think the comic book has a conjuring thing in it, which is interesting because they end up conjuring death at the end into a circle.
Yeah, that is interesting, because I was going to say that the comics have other comics. It's not like just this story, so that's kind of cool they did that. But yeah.
Well, there's a 3-episode Death comic. There was a spin-off Death comic that has all 3 of these in there.
Right. But I mean, we got like just Sandman main story and death in that order, so it was a little different than what the comic, because it's got a whole bunch of other stuff.
Well, I'm just saying the big way the series began and ended kind of was a book ended.
Oh, so the comic series ends with this story too, then? That's what I didn't understand.
No, I meant the series, the TV show.
The TV show. Okay,
it starts with somebody conjuring death, but getting Dream instead, and then it ends with an episode where this guy's conjuring death, but gets death.
Okay, yeah, but
it's like bookends.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant at first, but then I was confused with it. Okay, but yes, I like how they did that. I think that was cool. But you find out that his girlfriend that they had talked about earlier, that she actually died. She overdosed, and he thinks everybody's gonna, blame him, and he's gonna end up in prison. So he actually wants her to bring his girlfriend back, and she's like, I can't do that. That isn't the way it works. She's already dead. And then he locks him in the storeroom because, I don't know, I guess he thinks it'll make her change her mind. And this is where she sees that he was conjuring her. And they kind of have.
You wonder where people get these books.
Yeah, I know, right? What's that thing? That thing looks like it says bitch oats. I don't know.
What? Where?
Right there. What's it say? Bitchy oats. I don't know. That's what it looks like.
I thought it said Richie Oats.
Yeah,
like what to do about cats.
Yeah, weird articles. Yeah, I don't know. Probably some jokes in there, but yeah, he locks him in there, and they kind of have a conversation where she's saying like that even though what happened to them sucked, like she's still happy that she got to spend a day out and have a day of freedom and being able to control her own fate, because she basically says that like
Yeah.
she's forced to take people and that she doesn't get to do what she wants. Like she has a job and that's what she has to do, except for that day. She gets one day of freedom. And then they also have this conversation about like death, and like she doesn't kill people, that if somebody takes their own life, like it's always free will, and basically kind of getting him around the idea of not doing it, because she does make an interesting observation, and gets him to notice that like when he doesn't want to die, then like when the guy pulls the gun on him, which I think is a little bit, I don't know if I have a picture of that or not, that like
Yeah,
he
I was
didn't
gonna
want to
point
die.
out this book for a grimoire looks pretty new.
It does. With everything else, but yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But she's like saying today you want to live, and that today's the day he might die, so it's kind of ironic. And he's like, well, how do you know that I wanted to do that? And she's like, well, that's what the pills are for. And I think that was part of why he believed her then at that point, because she seems to know things she shouldn't know. She knew his girlfriend's name and different things. So I think he's starting to believe her at this point, and he's like, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to put all these marbles on the floor and make them trip and fall. And
yeah, I like that there were some naked mannequins in the back
just for shits and
elves, I
giggles.
guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess the kind of thing you have in a club: naked mannequins on one side, a bunch of balls in the bag on the other side.
Yeah. Well, that guy explained what the place was. I forget what he said, but it was a storage thing for something. Excuse me. But anyway, he's like
for naked mannequins and balls.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, he's like, I'm gonna put these marbles down because I just happen to find marbles, and he's gonna fall and he's gonna hit his head and not die. It won't be fatal, because he knows this. And he's like, "We'll get out of here." And the guy catches him and points the gun at him, but they kind of argue with him, and she's like, "I can't do anything. I can't help you." And then he goes to shoot himself. They tell him not to, and they try to grab it, and then he falls on the marbles. Like, yeah, somebody was gonna fall on the marbles. And she's like, go get an ambulance. He's alive. We got to help him. So they do call an ambulance, takes him away, and hopefully he won't get blamed for his girlfriend's death, but we don't know. And then they go to this.
So did that guy still have the her ankh, her prior ankh?
I assume so, because she looks at this ankh like she was going to buy it, but then she buys the locket instead because it's got Hetty's soul in it. So I guess
I think she buys both in the comic book.
Okay, well here she didn't, because she clearly chose she didn't have money for both, and I thought that was a little strange, but I guess she didn't.
They didn't give it to her for free.
Yeah, they didn't give it to her for free, but I guess she was going to die, so she figured she didn't need it right now. She could get it when the other version of her shows up has the ankh, but this version of her,
that's pretty crazy. I forgot about that. I mean, and I remember the scene where she has coins over her eyes in the comic book, and I was like, there had to be two of her. I just didn't remember that because it's weird when there's just two of them.
It is very weird. I agree. But yeah, she pays for the necklace. She takes the locket that has Hetty's soul in it, and then she sits and talks to him about,
yeah, it's interesting in a comic book too, because it seems like the necklace, the guy says $10 instead of British dollar, so a British pound.
Yeah, where was the comic book?
They must not be in London in the comic book.
Yeah, I was going to say, where did the comic books originate? Were they like an American comic book, or were they a British comic book? That could make a difference. Maybe they thought the American audience was bigger, or maybe, yeah.
Well, I think it takes place all over the place, like all over the world.
Too.
Because I listened to the Sandman audiobook, and when like Dream is captured, it has all these stories from around the world, these different characters that fall into sleeping or something else happens to them because they can't dream anymore.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. So I think it's pretty international.
Yeah, this is strictly a British story here. So yeah, that could be the case. But she gives him the 2 pence, whatever it is. She gives him the 2 coins, the British coins that I don't know what they're called. And she gives him the locket to give to Hetty, and she's basically like, this is the end. Although I thought she would at least like stay till sundown or something. It seemed an odd time that she just disappeared in the middle of the day. She died. But
Well, that happens in the comic book too. I guess it's because they did a whole nighttime thing. Maybe she only gets from noon of one day to noon of the next day or something.
I don't know. I just thought it would be like a darker sense of the day. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought
exactly like that.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what
It's
you
late
said.
for her too. It's late for her too. But she
You thought it'd
stands
be
up.
like a sunrise to the next sunrise or something?
Or sunset, one or the
Or
other.
maybe she
But
got thrown into that garbage heap around noon and she was okay until the next noon.
maybe. But she's standing there talking to him. I thought she was going to disappear. I really didn't think that they were going to kill her like they did. But instead, she actually dies, and he is really
Well,
upset.
I knew the 2 pence coins were the coins for the ferryman, so I knew they were going to be put over her eyes.
Yeah, yeah, it
So
makes sense. It just was kind of sad and kind of interesting too that like they're killing death but yeah, it's like and I kind of wonder about there being two of her, but she became human, I guess, as opposed to like just visiting the waking world. Like she actually became a human,
so it had to
which
be
is why
another vessel.
yeah, and which is why she had to die. But Hetty comes up and she's like, "Give me the 2 pence," and she puts them on her eyes. Yeah, like you said for the ferryman, and then
Can
he
you go
does
back to
give
the
her.
picture?
Yeah,
I just want to look at them. Yeah.
it's a cool picture.
Yeah,
Cool
you
picture.
know what's interesting too about coins is that when Destruction in the other episode gave the coin to Dream, it was a Greek coin that had the Athena owl in it, and I was gonna say that until I forgot. I thought it was interesting that it was an ancient Greek coin.
That is interesting. I'm not sure what it means, if anything, but it's interesting.
Well, it's an old coin.
It's a very, very old coin.
The
And
endless
then
are old, therefore they carry old coins, old coinage.
yeah, I'm not sure if these are old because these were part of the coins she used for money. They don't look old, but I don't really know British money, so I don't know. It actually to me looks like a Canadian penny, so I don't know. I don't know what kind of
Well,
money
they're
it
probably
is.
similar. Probably has a
Yeah,
queen on it.
yeah, that's probably why it looks like that to me. But he gives Hetty back the locket, and she says that it's her soul. And then I guess actually I rushed through this part because I watched it after our live. So it's
Yeah.
actually her child. It's not actually her soul, but she's calling it her soul.
Oh, was her a child? I wasn't sure if it was her as a younger person or a child.
I thought it was supposed to be her child, but
You know
I
how that one
wasn't.
guy came to the funeral and he was younger? I thought that maybe it was her, like, soul was young.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I was looking to see if this recap I downloaded had it. I thought it was supposed to be her child, but it was a little confusing because
Hmm.
she was talking about her soul, and like I understand if it's her child, it's her soul, it's what's important. But I don't know. It kind of changed the narrative because it made me think that she didn't want her child to die, so she was hiding it so that way her child would live forever. But I don't think that was the case. So maybe I just took it that way, and it did mean her literal soul. And you're right; it could have been her when she was young. It wasn't super clear, but she's
Hmm.
happy to give it back to get it back, and she's like, "I'm
Because
gonna hide it again."
in the comic book, it's just a heart on a chain that used to be hers.
Okay, well that makes
I don't
sense
think it
too.
was a locket. I mean, I kind of went fast through it, but I didn't see it as a locket.
Mm. Well, I don't know. It was a little confusing, but either way, she's
Because I've
got it
never
back.
seen her. I haven't ever heard her mention a child. That's why I think it was hers.
No,
She said her soul.
I think it might be supposed to be. Like I said, I wasn't sure. I
Yeah.
was a little confused by that. But she gets it back. She's happy, and she's like, "I need to hide it again from her." I'm like, "Really?
Great.
You're gonna take
We'll
it away?"
fetch this locket again in 100 years.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, she's a little not there. Um, so then we go back to his apartment, and he's sad about death. And he tells her that the medics or whatever said that she probably had a heart attack, although she was pretty
Hmm.
young to have a heart attack. So he's kind of like, do I really believe it? Questioning it. And she's like,
So
what
what
if
do
it's
they do?
really
Like
like
people
that?
pick her up and then just bury her, like in a Jane Doe grave?
I guess. I mean, I guess they were just trying to make it so it made sense because somebody had to take care of the body and there had to be like there would have been questions.
Or she
That's why
goes into the into the morgue and then just disappears in the morgue, and they're like, "Oh, what happened there?"
Yeah.
It's a mystery.
I mean, I thought she was going to disappear. And granted, we know from seeing death before that when she takes the person, helps them cross over, their body stays there. Like
Yeah.
is their spirit. So yeah, I don't know. I guess they figured they had to do something with the body. But his friend there is like, what if she was really death? You know, what does that mean? And she's kind of questioning it. And yeah, they have the conversation, and then he is going to I guess he's thinking he's going to delete the email, and then especially when that girl comes and is like wanted to check on him and see if he was doing okay. So yeah, he deletes the email, meaning he's not going to try to hurt himself now, and he's got a new lease on life, and
he's got googly eyes.
He's got googly eyes, right? And then we go back to Death, who wakes back up, and her death self, whatever you want to call it, comes down to.
Oh, she's been laying out there the whole time. I forgot. I thought somebody came to clean her body, but she's just been laying out there.
Yeah,
and
that's
loved it all day.
It's weird because he says that they took her away, and now it's nighttime. But like I said, I don't think that's supposed to actually be her body. I think that's like her human spirit, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she's like, come with me. She tells her about her, talks about their day, and then then she touches her, and she's gonna disappear and move on like everybody else. I do think it was really weird that they had two versions of her, that like she came to get herself. But like I said, I was kind of looking at it as she actually became human to go to Earth for the day, as opposed to just coming down like Dream did.
Yeah. Like that's her soul and the other part's her body.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like she
but they're both existing at the same time.
Yeah.
That's kind of like when she touches people, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoops. I knocked it off doing that. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm glad we got a separate story of hers. I liked it. I thought it was good. I'm sad that I gotta get Excedrin. I'm sad that the show is over, but I think it was a good one to have an extra episode of. So I was pretty happy with it. So
and it was kind of nice that both seasons ended with a separate story or stories.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Well, take Excedrin. I'm getting a headache so bad. One sec. Yeah, overall, I really like the show. I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe I liked this first season a little bit better. I don't know. I feel like more was going on in the first season, and I feel like this one was a little more
the first comic books too have a lot more going on, just plot, like more action plot.
Yeah, this one, like I said, was a lot more somber, a lot more emotional than physical. And it's funny because I really liked seeing the siblings, but I still, for whatever reason, I think I liked the first season better. But it still was really good, and I'm still sad it's going to be gone.
Yeah, I think it was good all the way through.
No more Sandman.
Yep.
Unfortunately. But yeah, it was good show. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get a wrap up of Good Omens that they agreed to do, and then that's pretty much it for Gaiman, I think, period, which is a shame, but it is what it is. I get it. That's his fault. And but I do think that, aside from that, there are a lot of people that are part of it, and I would, selfishly like to see more stories, but maybe I need to go, read the comics. I'll have to go try to find some.
Yeah, just turn to a page where it has Morpheus's funeral, and his boat actually goes past Orpheus too. Orpheus has his lyre and is watching him go, and the river Styx by Hades.
Well, yeah, but Orpheus never got to go to the afterlife, so how does that?
He died, so he got to go to the afterlife. He just went to the afterlife before, but when he died, he went back.
Okay, well, because I thought the point was she said he'd never get to go to the afterlife. He still did then. Well, that's good.
The comic book he did, because the boat sailing past the river Styx, and there's a dude with a lyre, and I'm assuming that's Orpheus because no other guy runs around with a lyre.
And he's not headless.
No. But he looks like he's
No.
strumming it like he's a musician, so I'm assuming that's him.
Yeah,
And
it probably
that would have
is.
been a cool callback to have that. To have that
It would
guy
have
come
been.
back.
He is one of the few they did not have show up in the episode at the
Yeah.
funeral. That is weird they didn't, but I guess it's because he is dead. I don't know.
Yeah, they made that dead in the TV show at least.
Yeah, I just remember at the beginning, whenever Death helped him, she said something like, if you do this, you'll never be able to die. Like, you won't be able to move on to the afterlife. So I assumed that it meant even if there's somebody finds a way to kill you, you still won't. But maybe I don't know. Maybe that's not what she meant, but I'd like to know. I'd like to think,
maybe if the endless punches you in the face, that you get to go.
yeah, I'd like to think that he got to actually die and move on and go to the afterlife. Although their afterlife, I don't know about, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, that would have been cool. I would have liked that. I agree with that. I would have liked that. But yeah, anything else? I love the imagery. They put so much money into this show. Like, just to look at it, it's so pretty. Like, even if you don't like the story, which I do, but I mean, even if you didn't, like, you can't say this isn't a gorgeous show.
Yeah, it is really nice looking.
Appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Well, anything to add? Or is that, I guess that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it on that.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Please make sure that you come back tomorrow in Discord at 9:30. We'll have the second episode of Wednesday, because we'll start the watch parties now that Librarians is over. And then we'll have the beginning
But before the recap, there's going to be a little birthday celebration.
That's what I was going to say. When we start the live stream, before we go into the Wednesday stuff, we'll do the beginning of Scarlet's birthday celebration, and then we'll do some Wednesday reviewing breakdown, and then we'll go back and finish that. And we're going to
because Doc gets out of work late, so that's what we'll have a part 2.
That works, and we'll do some trivia, have some fun things, and hopefully, it'll be fun. We'll see how it goes, and I don't know, whatever you want to do, you can have some fun. And you got the Mad Libs you want to use, right? Because I didn't know if I assumed you had the ones you wanted to use.
I have a physical copy, yes, in my possession.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna do them from live a long time ago, but we never got around to doing Mad Libs because it's monster themed.
Cool. That'll be fun. I can't say that I know a lot about the monsters, the Universal monsters, and Addams Family, but it'll still be fun.
We'll see. We'll see what the questions are.
Yeah, we'll see, right? But yeah, that's tomorrow. That live stream starts at 11, and we'll probably start the Wednesday stuff about 12, and then we'll go back to the party after. And then Friday at 9:30, we have the watch party for Revival for the finale. And then our live stream for that is at 11. And these are all Eastern times. And I think Luke is going to come to the watch party too.
Oh, nice.
The boys. So yeah, everybody make sure you tune into that. And I have more Institute interviews going up within the next couple days, as well as that the Revival interview that I did that'll be up after the finale, because it's Spoiler Town, so that'll have to be after. But make sure you join Discord, and you will get schedule and watch parties and all that good stuff. And I guess
you know what? Oh, well, I have something else to say before you sign off.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Trying to raise my hand before.
Sorry, no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was thinking about not tomorrow because it's my birthday celebration for Wednesday, but I thought the week after. I think that me and my boyfriend are gonna get Wednesday unhappy meals, I guess is what you call them, from Wendy's, and taste test them.
Okay, cool. I forgot they have
because there's I guess it would be an unhappy meal because it says it's like an unhappy meal. So if you unhappy meal.
Is it?
It's from Wednesdays.
It's not a Happy Meal though if it's at Wednesdays, right? Because Happy Meals are McDonald's.
No, it's not a Happy Meal. It's an unhappy meal because it's a Wednesday meal.
No, but do they actually call it an unhappy meal? I would think they leave.
No, but it says it's something like it's the most unpleasant, unhappiest meal or something on the packaging.
I see. So essentially an unhappy meal, I guess. No,
Yeah,
that's
it
cool.
comes with
Yeah.
mystery dips, so I don't know what the mystery dips are. Is it just like dips with question marks on them?
I don't know, but yeah, let
Hopefully
us
there
know.
isn't anything like a rusty nail or something in the package.
Yeah, we hope not. Yeah, I
Because
don't
I was
know.
thinking
I know they would.
what a true unhappy meal would be.
Yeah, that would be very unhappy. But yeah, I saw they had some kind of campaign going. So yeah, get it and let us know. You can let us know what it's like if it's
So I'll
any
probably
good
do
or
that next Thursday, so I could take some pictures of it and see
yeah.
do a little taste test.
No, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. All right. Well, was there anything else, or I don't want to cut you off. You had something else, or was that it?
Well, that's about it for me. I just want to throw
Oh,
that in on the end if it
no,
was
no, that's great.
for
Yeah,
anybody that was in the chat or anybody who wanted to
yeah, no,
know
that's
that
good.
there's a
Last supper meal.
Wednesday, a
Look at
Wednesday
Golden Child.
meal.
Last
Because
supper meal.
yeah, because I know when I think the second, maybe it was the first Addams Family movie that was animated came out. IHOP had like Addams Family pancakes,
Hmm.
and
What were
they were
they
pretty
like?
cool.
What were they like?
Purple and
Oh,
black
black.
pancakes.
Okay. Because I was gonna say I remember having green pancakes for the Grinch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember they had them at one point. So yeah, they got different things. That's cool. I can do
Yeah,
some.
I never got to have those, so I thought maybe I should do a Wednesday meal.
Yeah, yeah. Let us know. Let us know if it's any good. Hopefully the prizes will be good and the meal will be good. Hopefully a good
The price
combination.
isn't a rusty nail.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? They're probably little kids' toys, but I guess you'll find out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like a fan of a lot of fast food chains. Not that I care. I mean, I know it's unhealthy. It's not because of that. I just tend to like
Yeah.
not like a lot of that food. I'm picky and
I
don't
can't
really
I can't even tell you last time I had fast food, Jamie.
no, I do not like
I
McDonald's.
mean, I got a pizza. We got pizza from Domino's like a while ago. I don't really do like pizza chains either if I can't. I'm more of a mom and pop kind of place. So I couldn't even tell you the last time I had fast food.
Yeah. I mean I've had fast food, but not like the main fast food change, I guess, is more.
Hmm.
I don't know. I never liked
I mean, I
McDonald's.
remember I was
When
waiting
did
for
they
my
have?
friend. I was waiting for a friend of mine, and it probably was 2019, and I went and got some because her place is close to a Wendy's, and they used to have those $4 deals, and now they have more. They're
Yeah,
more than that. And I got one of those, but that was a long time ago. That was like in 2019.
before COVID and all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really, as a rule, unless it's something where I'm traveling, and it's like, okay, that's there.
Yeah,
I
I
can
know.
do
I
that.
know. Wendy's at least isn't as bad as McDonald's, so I hate McDonald's. I like Burger King breakfast. I once in a while, once in
Mm,
a great while, will get French. Like I love their French toast sticks at Burger
yeah,
King. And like I said, really not good for you, but
yeah.
I have on occasion had that.
Last time I was at McDonald's because I was working on a French short film, and when I got breakfast, one of the actors bought us McDonald's food for breakfast. That's
So
how much of a budget that short film had.
hey, a lot of times they have no budget, so
Yeah,
whatever,
exactly.
that was nice if they
$5
did that.
budget.
Yeah, $5 budget, right?
Yep.
Well, when they have a movie, the thing is like anymore, like you hear there's like, oh, it only had $1 million budget,
Mhm.
So
That's considered like low.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like even a million's low.
Hmm.
Golden Child says McDonald's steak, egg, and cheese bagel rolls. I don't know. I've
That's
never had
supper
that.
meal.
Yeah, maybe that's less. You get a coronary. That's why it's the last supper meal, right? From all the grease and stuff. I don't
I
know.
don't
I've
know.
never.
Breakfast sandwiches are always pretty good across the board when you do fast
Yeah,
food.
that kind of stuff isn't bad.
I used to love
I
like hash browns. I used to love those deep fried apple pies at McDonald's. And then when I went
oh,
to
I like the
Germany,
cherry
when I
pies.
went to
I don't like.
Germany, I almost went to a McDonald's in Germany because they had the same kind of pies, those deep fried apple pies that now they bake in America, but they had the fried ones.
Yeah, fried. Yeah, I always loved their cherry pie. They don't have cherry at all anymore, even the baked, right?
Yeah, because like in Germany, like all the meat, like the hamburgers look real thick. You know, like all the food, like that, it's looked like steak fries and thicker burgers.
Yeah, here we're cheap. Cheap
Yeah, I mean,
and
it looks so
bad for
much
you.
more, looks
Yeah.
better. I mean, but there was a long line, so I never ended up getting one. But
No, I get that. Yeah, I don't know. I just always like I have always hated. Even when I was little, like I did not like McDonald's or similar hamburgers and fries. Like I just have
Mhm.
always greasy. I never liked that. But
we had when I went to Catholic school, one of the and it was in a small town. One of the parents owned the McDonald's, so every Wednesday we would be able to buy McDonald's food pretty cheap, like 50 cents for a burger.
oh, that's cool.
So every Wednesday, I mean, because we didn't have a cafeteria at in a Catholic school, it was bring your own lunch. It was nice to get like McDonald's once a week, and then they had like some pizza or a ham and cheese sandwich you get on Wednesdays. I mean, on Fridays. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say
so
I
the
don't know.
parents didn't have to pack lunch, twice a week.
Yeah, that would make it nice. I was gonna say I don't know that the school lunches were much healthier than a lot of the fast
They
food,
bring a
but
big thing. They bring a big thing of that like orange drink. We just all like
oh, like
OD on that orange drink, like that. It was almost kind of like a McDonald's version of Sunny D. They carved that thing
okay.
in, and a big barrel, big yellow and red
Yeah, I
barrel
kind of remember that. I
with
kind
a
of remember that. I
spoke.
don't
Yeah,
know. I generally I very very seldom ate lunch at school. I ate
mm,
breakfast. I mean like their food. I mean, I usually brought my own food, but I was
mm.
very very picky growing up. That's why I don't like a lot of foods. And I've eaten there. I used to eat like some of the times I'd get breakfast at school, but most of the time I just packed stuff that wasn't good for me either. But
Hmm.
yeah, it was not a
Well, yeah. As soon as I got my own like money in like high school, I was buying like the big chocolate chip cookie to eat for lunch.
yeah yeah.
But I mean, I ran cross country and track, so I burnt that stuff off because sometimes you go on runs for like a 5 mile run. I could eat about anything and still be relatively thin.
Yeah, I kind of wonder now though, like if they even have that kind of stuff because they're trying to make things healthier. I don't
Well,
know.
we had a salad bar. Just people wouldn't eat the salad bar. They would just go and get the snack food like the nachos and the big cookies.
Yeah, I don't like I said, I didn't buy my lunch at school a lot. I more brought
Yeah.
bagged lunch, so I don't really remember, but I just remember, I mean, it was like a tray and you had like whatever they gave you and it
Hmm.
wasn't like salad, that's for sure. It was
Hmm.
like a burger
Well, they
or
had that
meat
too in my
or
high
whatever.
school, but then they ended up also having a salad bar because parents did complain there wasn't a healthy option.
Yeah, that's cool if they did that. I don't know. I don't think ours did, but it's been
Yeah.
so long. I don't remember. But
Hmm.
yeah, none of that's healthy. They're supposed to be, being more healthy now, so it may be a lot different. I don't know.
Hmm.
But
Well, also if you got allowance, you could spend $1 on a cookie, and then you'd pocket the rest of the allowance, so you could spend it on other stuff.
yeah. Yeah. I don't
And
know.
tell your parents you ate from the salad bar.
Yeah, right, right. What's this? A kid dared me to eat a wild mushroom in exchange for his Sunny D. What was that trip like, Samuel?
Was it one of those kind of
No, I
mushrooms,
know.
Samuel, or was it just a regular one?
Yeah, I'm guessing it
Was it a
wasn't that
Yellow
kind of
Jackets
mushroom.
experience?
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. School food was not good though. I know that. That's for sure. It was not good. But yeah, I don't know. I never. I just remember, like I said before, I know that the food at our school. That was when you were in kindergarten. Yeah, better have been a regular one. I hope so. I said it was a regular one. Um, yeah, I lost track of what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, I just remember that the food was always really cheap, like cheap made, because that's why I said like I
Hmm.
always liked their carrot cake because I didn't know that when I was little that carrot cakes were supposed to have pieces of carrot in
Actual
it.
carrots in them.
Yeah, because that's why I loved the carrot cake at school because it had no
Hmm.
pieces of carrots, and then I had carrot cake somewhere else, and I'm like, "Ew, why are there pieces of carrots in it?"
It's
And
probably
like
just
we
all
had
like just all sugar and fat, and that's all.
yeah, probably. And then I remember that I really liked their garlic rolls, and like I don't like garlic, but it was because it was so like hardly any garlic. So
Garlic
yeah, I just remember
bowls?
they
You
were
said
really
garlic bowls?
garlic rolls,
Oh,
like
I thought you
bread.
said a garlic bowl, like they put soup in
No,
it.
no, like a garlic
I
roll,
thought
a
it was pretty
dinner roll.
fancy.
No, no, just like a dinner roll. But they were not
Yeah.
or like a garlic breadstick. But yeah, they had such little garlic. They weren't. I guess I didn't really know what garlic was because like I would later get went to somewhere and got one and was like, oh, what is this? This is awful. Yeah, so they were very cheap. They're skimping everywhere they can, I guess.
Yeah, that's like when I lived in California and San Diego, everybody spices their food up so much. And then when I moved back, everything's like a lot more mild. Like when people make food. But I still spice it up.
See, I don't. I eat very bland, probably too bland, but I've grown up like that and I don't have a great stomach. So I don't do good with spices very often. So but yeah, you go other places and a lot of times they do. I'm always usually
I mean, there's other spices than, there's like cumin and other things other than the ones that will, turn your tummy around. Coriander.
Yeah, depends what it is. But yeah, anything like garlicky or hot. Like I love like honey barbecue wings, but I can only eat like a couple before I really regret it because it's like it does tear, like things like that'll tear my stomach up. But
I had like bulgogi with some kimchi like a couple nights ago, so I really like kimchi. But it doesn't get a lot. There's a lot, after you eat some of it, it's like a lot of heat.
Yeah, I've never tried it, so I don't know.
It's fermented cabbage with spices.
Ooh, that does not sound good to me, but I don't know.
I made my own. Like my ex-boyfriend made a whole batch of it in California because a co-worker of ours had a recipe in her family, so he made it, and it was great, but it like smelled up the whole refrigerator.
Yeah,
the whole refrigerator smelled like fermented cabbage.
Yeah, it was good though. Cabbage stinks.
Yeah, it's good for you though.
I've never heard of kimchi pancakes, but that's interesting. I don't know. I've never tried it. Yeah, that would be really hot. I don't know. I've never. I'm not great at cooking, so.
Well, we had the bulgogi. We had the bulgogi with a savory pancake. It was a vegetable pancake, and then I just put the kimchi on the side. But kimchi pancakes themselves are really good.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. All I know is cabbage smells very bad. I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually tasted cabbage, to be honest. I don't know if I have.
No, you've never had cabbage.
I don't think I have.
Coleslaw? Have you eaten coleslaw in your life?
Yeah, I guess I have tasted cabbage.
That's cabbage.
Well, I know, but I don't eat coleslaw. I don't like coleslaw, but I guess I have tasted coleslaw in the past. But like this, when my family has had stinky cabbage, I haven't tasted it. Let's put it that way. I stay a mile away from it. I don't want to know.
So you never had like cabbage, like those cabbage leaves, like a cabbage leaf wrap,
right?
With meat in it.
But no, I have, I think, in the past tasted coleslaw. I don't like it, but I think I've tasted it probably at some point. I said I am like a picky eater, and there's a lot of things I don't like, and I haven't tried, and probably should.
Yeah, like broccoli and cauliflower, because that's kind of the same deal.
Yeah, not something I like.
Probably you don't like broccoli either?
No, I probably should try more things.
Yeah, vegetables are good for you.
Yeah, I know, but those vegetables I don't particularly like. All right. Well, I guess we have exhausted Sandman, and it is almost 1 a.m.
Exhausted him as he fell over the side of the dreaming.
Yes.
And became a star.
Yes. It was good. They were good episodes. And like I said, I really enjoyed this season, but I do think I like the first season better, but at least we got 2 seasons, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We got 2 seasons. But yes, everybody join us. Like I said, tomorrow, 9:30, Wednesday watch party, 11 o'clock we'll start Scarlet's birthday.
My birthday. Everyone know. Everybody show up. I was expecting all of you to show up.
Yeah, that's 11 Eastern, and then and then probably around midnight we'll start the Wednesday review, and then we'll go back and do some more birthday stuff.
When Doc gets off work, so we can hang out with him.
That'll be cool. And then I guess we're probably going to do Alien Earth at some point if we can figure out I got to look at the schedule and figure out a time and see how that goes. And see if it's any good. I didn't watch enough yet. I mean, it seems like it's going to be good. I just kind of wonder how they're going to keep the momentum going without
it's going to keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, when you watch it, I feel like when you watch an alien movie, like it's mostly just about like the crazy, like alien chase scenes, alien attacks and stuff. And like, you you can't sustain that for like a whole season. So there's got to be like good story too. But I don't know because I didn't see enough of it.
Mm. Or this could be exomorphs, or this going to be all over, like meeting everywhere, and they have to run after them and take them out.
Oh, that's cool. I got to get out my pictures. I don't know where some of my old pictures that are like on negatives. They're not on digital. That's why I have to look.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of I hesitate to say it was a costume, but it was like a head piece and then like the costume part of it. But whenever I was on the Fox set for X-Files, when they were like, we went around and saw the different things on the set before of the other parts of the Fox lot, and they brought out this xenomorph thing. And like, I have a picture of me holding up the costume, and I have like a xenomorph kind of head thing on. It's not very realistic, but I don't know. It was something they used in the movie. I just was remembering that as you were saying that. I was I don't know, 17? I don't know. It was a long time ago. But I want to dig up that photo. I hadn't even thought about that for a long time. Yeah, fun times. All right, everybody. Well, I guess that's it. Thanks everybody for coming. Scarlet, stick around. Don't disappear instantly. I want to talk to you a second.
Well, the other time I left because I thought that you were actually going to sleep.
Well, no, I know, but like you vanish before I can say anything sometimes. I'm like, where'd she go? She's gone already. I'm talking to myself. Because I've a couple times said stuff and then realized you were already gone, and I was just talking to myself. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I thought that you were going to go because you were like, I'm so sleepy. I want to sleep. I'm so sleepy. And I thought, okay, I'll just go because you're sleepy. And then I heard you, and then I couldn't get back in it. And when I got back in it, you were gone. So
that's okay. It just is funny. That's all. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow or tonight. I guess it's technically.
Yeah, thank
tonight.
you for everybody showing up. Thank you to Samuel and Golden Child and Vera and Dieter and Bill Chill and my favorite Muncher Luncher showing up tonight. All you guys.
Yes, thank you everybody for stopping by. It's appreciated, and we will see you tomorrow. Good night.
For my birthday. Everyone.
Yes.